eating like beggars, why the children of the beggars will be eating like the king? That is what they want you to go and sign up to go and put your signature again for that evil to continue, and you are running to go and do it. So some people are so shameless. How do you begin to imagine? And you see them when they get to the PVC, the lie that they are telling them is that they are going to change it, they are going to bring in Peter Obi. How in the planet Earth can you be able to bring Peter Obi to authority? Even if you bring Peter Obi, if Peter Obi succeeds, Peter Obi cannot do shit. He cannot change anything. He cannot. Peter Obi cannot change a pin in the contract of Nigeria. Even though I know that he will never ever win, even if he go and contest with them. He would never. How do Peter Obi how is Peter Obi going to manage to defeat somebody like Atiku Abubakar and Bola Tinubu? Two criminals. You saw what Bola Tinubu did in Lagos. The way he prevented the Biafrans from voting in Lagos. Every polling booth where he knew that Biafrans were supposed to vote, none of them cast vote. That was just an ordinary state government election, ordinary governorship election. Tinubu made sure that no place where the Igbos have majority of voting, they voted. They didn't vote. They stopped them from voting. And now that he himself is contested, you think by you perform many magic to win a vote in Lagos State. You think you perform a miracle to win a vote in Lagos State. How is Peter Obi going to win Kano State? Who is going to vote for Peter Obi in Kano State? Who is going to vote for Peter Obi in Kaduna? And these are the major places where they are getting their numbers from. Who is going to vote for Peter Obi in Sokoto? Who is going to vote for Peter Obi in Kaduna? How is Peter Obi going to win these places when you know that these are the places where they get their major vote from, the major number? When the numbers begin to roll out, even if every other person vote, if every other people vote, you don't win Lagos, you didn't win Kaduna, you didn't win Kano, you didn't win Sokoto, you didn't win. How in the planet Earth are you going to be the president of that country called Nigeria? How? Which miracle are you going to perform? Which miracle? How do you think that somebody from the core north will wake up and vote for an Igbo man for any election? How? The only thing they are using Peter Obi to do is to make sure they use us to legitimize their election. And my brothers have not seen it. Some of my sisters have not seen it. I was very, very disappointed when I saw people in Alaba International, in market, in Lagos. They were closing markets to go and get PVC. But we told them to close the market to demand for the unconditional release of their brother who have sacrificed everything, who is giving his life. Who is giving his life on his own behalf? Who has given his parents? He gave his mother, gave his father, gave his personality, gave his throne. Today, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is in captivity, in solitary confinement. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have been denied all his rights because of these idiots. We asked them to sit at home on Monday. They refuse. But all of a sudden, to legitimize their slavery, in order to legitimize their slavery, they want to close their markets to go and get a certificate to legitimize their slavery, even when they know that certificate is useless. They know very well. But you see them lining up. I saw a video in Ebonyi State. Is it Ebonyi State or Enugu State? Where people who went to get the PVC, they lined up. They told them there's no form. There's no form to fill to get the PVC. And you think it wasn't intentional. You think it's not intentional. Even if you force yourself, after forcing yourself to go and do that PVC, they will not give it to you. They will keep that PVC at your PVC and use it against you. They did it when they did it in the last election. In the last election, they did it. So many people who did that PVC, they did not get the PVC. Mainly people from the southern part of Nigeria. Majority of people from Biafra land who had their PVC that time, when they will go to collect it, they will not give it to them. They will tell them it's not ready. They waited until the election ended. Up to today, you see them, they will come and show that 2 million people did not collect their PVC. 5 million people did not collect their PVC. 20 million people did not collect their PVC. Go and check. Those 20 million are from the southern part of Nigeria, mainly Biafra land. And all of a sudden today, they brought their propaganda again. They want to use you to legitimize that fraud. They want to make you use you to legitimize the evil, and you are not seeing it. You're not reading between the lines. It is a pity. It's a pity and a shame. I don't know who did this to us. I don't know who did it to us. If you are living in that country called Nigeria and you still tell me that you don't know what is the truth, you don't know the truth. Today you are telling me you don't know what is the truth. It means you are not human. This is simply what it means. You are not human. Because even foreigners who are watching Nigeria from distance, they know that Nigeria can never work. The only solution is what? Disintegration. Referendum. That was why in my program yesterday, was it yesterday? Yes, in my yesterday program, I played the video of our sister, which I shared. One of our sisters from the Niger Delta, Ankyo Breeze. She might have her own view. Ankyo Breeze might have her own beliefs and her own views. But the most important thing where we meet is freedom. As long as you're calling for freedom, as long as you are calling for the end of this contraption, we are in the same page with you. That is why Martin Nandekano say, if you know anything that you will do to give us Biafra, go ahead and do it. So any call you're going to make to end this contraption and free people, we are in line with you. Our sister, auntie and mother, Ankyo Breeze, I play her video and I share her video on my platform, where she was making her own point, that it is now obvious, it's now clearer than ever, that what people need now is what? Self-determination. And she was calling for referendum, not election. Ankyo Breeze made it clear that what we should be talking about is referendum and not election. What are you elected? Who are you elected? To who? To who? You see the kind of killing that is happening in that country, and they don't care. These politicians do not care. They don't care about the killing that's happening. Every time you see a warning has been coming. For a very long time, I've been warning. When the warning comes, they will do nothing about it. They will fold their hand and pretend as if they're not hearing it. They will fold their hand and pretend as if it doesn't happen, it doesn't exist. And all of a sudden, life goes on. People will go about their businesses as if nothing happens. This continues to happen again and again and again and again and again. The warning have been coming. Mazin Nandekano, it has been more than a decade. Mazin Nandekano started from trying to make sure, see if the political solution will work. Mazin Nandekano, you are seeing, Mazin Nandekano you know about today, participated in politics. He was one of the key members of ABGA in United Kingdom. But when he saw it's not going to work, Mazin Nandekano pulled out. Mazin Nandekano protested for one Nigeria, a better Nigeria, in London. He protested for a better Nigeria. He wanted Nigeria to make sure they secure people in the north. The video is everywhere. What did they do? They never listened to him until Mazin Nandekano had it to his neck. He got the solution. The only solution finally is what? Disintegration. And Mazin Nandekano started his message. Mazin Nandekano have been sending out message for more than a decade. More than a decade, shouting on daily basis, shouting and crying. Every revelation you need to know, Mazin Nandekano brought out every revelation for people to hear and see. He was shouting and shouting, but they never listened. As if that one wasn't enough. You and I, we are here. We were here when Danjuma, one of the criminals who was the chief of army staff before, one of the criminals, General Danjuma came out and tell us how the military are colluding to take the life of the indigenous people. How genocide is being perpetrated in Nigeria to take the life of innocent people. This person that was saying this was a general, an insider, one of the criminals who murdered Biafrans during the Civil War. But when the thing have gone to his neck, when his own people were being destroyed, he saw the genocide. When it came to his genocide, he was forced to speak up. Chukwu Gabi for him to speak. He made a confession and told the whole world that genocide is being perpetrated in Nigeria and the Nigerian military are colluded with these evil men. And who are the evil men? They are from the Fulani origin. It is not a blackmail. It is not a propaganda. It is a fact. He said it. He himself said it by his own part. He said it by himself. The Fulani killer herdsmen with their weapon coming from all parts of the world to come and take over Nigeria. And when you see them talking about that they are not Nigerians, they are coming from neighboring country. They come from neighboring country. Some will tell you they come from. But you and I, we are here. When the governor of Bauchi State came and told us that every Fulani in West Africa, every Fulani in Africa, wherever they are, that they are Nigerians. A governor said it. The video is there. I play the video. That's why they try and join me on my channel. Join me on my YouTube channel. That is where I play most of the video in each of my program. Today I'm going to do a program also by 7 p.m. Biafran time. 7 p.m. Biafran time. You join me over there. I'm going to share it when I want to start. I share it so that you can connect and join. And you see things. Governor of Bauchi State said it with his own mouth that Fulanis are just Fulanis. They don't have identity. They identify themselves as Fulanis. Any place they are Fulanis. Even Mauritania, they are in Chad, they are in Mali, they are all Fulanis and they are Nigerians. But when these people come and perpetrate evil and take innocent life, when you call them Fulani, they will say, no, don't call them. They are foreigners. They will say foreign invaders. They will call them foreign invaders. They will change the name. They will change the narrative. That is why we are here, to set the record straight and say it exactly the way it is. It is them themselves that told us that these are their brothers and they are the same, that they are one name, that one name is what they have, the one identity is what they have. A governor said that in national television. But when they perpetrate evil and you call them by their name, they will begin to fight you and say, why did you call them by their name? Why did you mention that? Why did you say that? But that is the truth. It is not a blackmail, neither is it a propaganda. Neither is it a hate speech, but a truth. A simple truth. Danjuma made that revelation as if it wasn't enough. As if it wasn't enough. Every one of us was here when Obadiah Melafia brought out his own revelation. It's still online. Go and search all this information. You get it. They are online. It's not, I'm not telling you that somebody told me, or it is something that is still online. You can't take it away. Internet never forget. Obadiah Melafia came out and gave us first-hand information of what the plan of these people are. And he called them by their name. He told us they are from Fulani origin, Fulani terrorists. They have come in. Look at what they are planning. They are planning, if possible, to create war in 2022 that we are in today. Hasn't that war started? Hasn't the war started? Obadiah Melafia was there. He couldn't hold it. That was when the man saw this, the weight of the problem that is coming. He couldn't hold it. Obadiah Melafia called for 1 week sit at home for Christians. 1 week sit at home. It is now I know what that man saw that made him to call that 1 week sit at home. When that man called the 1 week sit at home, nobody listened to him. Nobody did not even talk about it. He called for 1 week sit at home to unite all the Christians in Nigeria, to unite and let the world know that there are Christians who are suffering in the contraction called Nigeria. They refuse. No pastor preached about that 1 week sit at home in their church. Khan did not talk about it. No single person talked about it. And that was what they saw as a danger, because the man was trying to create an awareness. That was what they saw as a great danger that made them to take the life of Obadiah Melafia. Today, Obadiah Melafia is not here with you and I to tell the story. Just like so many people who are promoting their one Nigeria. So many people who are promoting this one Nigeria. One Nigeria will happen to them. So many of them will not be alive to tell the story. They might not be alive to tell the story. If you are promoting one Nigeria, you are promoting you are thinking, there will be a better Nigeria. The same thing is what Obadiah Melafia was hoping on. He was hoping on a better Nigeria. In all the things he was saying, he never talked about breakup. He was talking about a better Nigeria. But at the end of the day, how did it end up? With all the good information he released, with all the information that Obadiah Melafia gave, they took his life because he was trying to unite the Christians. He was trying to make sure that it's a sane nation. He was trying to make sure that there's security. He was trying to make sure that people are awake. They took his life. They took his life. And today he's not here with you and I. Everything he has said is happening, playing out before your own very eyes. Playing out before your own very eyes. The politicians are still talking about election. They are talking about the election. You heard that one wasn't enough. If that one is not enough for you, the recent revelation that came through the bishop, the recent revelation that came through the bishop of Methodist Church, the prelates that they released, the kidnappers released, the Fulani kidnappers released. The prelate himself, in his own word, mentioned the people that kidnapped him. He spoke with them, he discussed with them, and they told him their identity. They told him his identity. Every single one of them, most of them are foreigners, but they have lived in Biafra land for a very long time. They speak Igbo fluently, more than you that claim to be an Igbo person. They spoke Igbo to him. They hear everything he said. And they told him they have been in Igbo land. They were born, not even they came, they were born in Igbo land. Foreigners. And they told him what they are planning. That they are everywhere. They are just waiting for order. And once order is given, they are going to invade everywhere. This is a first-hand information directly from the people who are planning the evil. What did the security authority do? What did the security do? What did the government do? Nothing. Up to today, no single person has been arrested because of that very issue. Up to today, we have not heard that the military went and bombarded that forest where that bishop described. That place, people know the place, they know the area, because they said that they check a military checkpoint over there. They know the point, they know where it happened. We didn't hear that the jet went and bombed that place. We didn't hear the military went and cleared the area. We never heard about that. They went about their business as if it's business as usual. They are talking about PVC. They are telling you to go and get your PVC. Meanwhile, while you are going to line up with your PVC, they are bringing arms and ammunition, supplying arms and ammunition to the terrorists. As you are lining up, getting your PVC, you see them supplying ammunition to them. And I saw a tweet by Sheikh Husani. Sheikh Husani from Kaduna said, I saw his tweet. He said, it is now clear that Nigeria can no longer be together. He's a Northerner. He said, it is now clearer than ever that Nigeria can never ever be united anymore. Sheikh Husani tweeted on his tweet. Sheikh Husani from the north. But you see people from the southern part of Nigeria. You see Biafrans still talking about one Nigeria, talking about election. Talking about election. You see Biafrans, clueless people talking about election. There's one video I'm going to play on my program today, where Hope Uzodinma was being interviewed during this convention. Hope Uzodinma was being questioned and interviewed about the fate of the Igbo people in the polity, the way things are going, since they have lost the position. Do you know what Hope Uzodinma was saying? Hope Uzodinma is saying that the southeastern part of Nigeria are going to wait for another 16 years. That they are going to be patient and wait for another 16 years before they will talk about leadership. That is what Hope Uzodinma said. So they are telling you to go and get a PVC to sign up for another 16 years. And Hope Uzodinma, in that very interview, he went on to explain that now that the Southwest have taken the power, Tinubu is going to be there for 8 years. After Tinubu have been for 8 years, they will take it back to the friend of Tinubu in the north to hold for another 8 years before it will now come back again to the south. And when it comes back again to the south, that is when now they'll begin to talk about going to the southeast. Wake up. If you are sleeping, wake up. Hope Uzodinma said it with his own mouth. I'm going to play the video. Join me on my platform when I'm going to broadcast on Chuk Survivor channel on YouTube. On Chuk Survivor channel on YouTube, 7 p.m. Biafra time. Join me there. I'm going to play the video so you hear directly from Hope Uzodinma that the Southeast are going to wait for another 16 good years before they begin to talk about anything that has to do with the leadership. And when we talk, people say we are playing, we don't know what we are saying, we don't know what we are doing, we don't know what they are saying, we are different, we are different breed. Mazin Nandekano said it, that he is a different breed, and every single one of us that follow Mazin Nandekano, we are different breed. We are different breed, and we are consistent, we know what we want. It doesn't matter what anybody says, it doesn't matter what anybody, we are following the truth. Let me tell you, the truth is very open. It's only when you are being economical with the truth, or when you decide to pretend because you want to protect your evil, because you want to protect your selfish interest, because you want to protect your one agenda or the other, you begin to pretend as if you don't know that which is right. The truth is out everywhere. It's staring at you at your face. Truth is as bright as star. No, everybody can, even if you are hiding under your bed, the truth will come over there and shine to you. The truth is so open and shining to everybody. To every indigenous tribe in the contraction called Nigeria, the truth is very open, telling them that the best thing for us now is disintegration, and the time is now, not tomorrow. The opportunity for the people, the indigenous tribe, to free themselves is this year. This year. This is the opportunity we have to free ourselves. There will be no election. In Biafra already, Biafrans are holding their ground already. There will be no election. And I trust our Ududua brothers. Our Ududua brothers are doing their own work on the ground. They are doing their own work on the ground. Forget about Tinubu. When you hear Tinubu raising himself, claiming that he's fighting for you, Tinubu is not speaking for the Yorubas. When you hear a caliphate, somebody from the caliphate talking about the Yorubas, he's actually referring to Tinubu. When you hear Buhari talking about the Southwest, he's talking about Tinubu. And Tinubu is not Southwest. Tinubu and his cohort, they are not representing the Udua people, they are not representing the Yorubas. The representative of the Yorubas, who is speaking the voice of the Yorubas, is Paaya Adebanjo. When you hear the voice of Paaya Adebanjo, whatever he says is the stance of the Udua people, the stance of the Yorubas. Paaya Adebanjo is the person that speaks the voice of the Yorubas. When you hear Tinubu speak, Tinubu is speaking the language of the caliphate. Tinubu is standing in for the North. So when you see Tinubu won election, it's just like the North have just won. The North has just won another tenor. And after this tenor, they will take it back again. Before they will not come back to the South again. But by then, Biafra must have gone. Biafra must have gone. Far, 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 we must have gone. This is the time we're going to leave this very country. We're going to leave it. We don't have anything to do with this very contraption. We don't have to do any. There will be no election. No, don't deceive yourself. Don't go and take that poverty verification card. If you really love yourself, if you love yourself, don't go and register with that poverty verification card, because it's not going to make your life better. It's not going to make your life better. I don't know why it is difficult for you to understand. This very card that I tell you to get is something that has been existed for a very long time. Did it change anything? It never changed anything. Atiku Abubakar won this very monster that is there today. This very monster, the late Muhammadu Buhari, Atiku Abubakar won him hands down. With this, there's PVC. But they changed it. With this same PVC. Even INEC came and told you that their server have disappeared. That same man that told us that they don't have server, he is the same person that is going to conduct this election. That same Mahmoud that told us that INEC no longer have server anymore. These were the people who were accrediting people. All those accreditation what they were doing, where was the accreditation going? Is it not in their server? Accreditation was going to their server. But when it goes to when the thing was revealed, they told them to go and print out the information in your server. They said they don't have any server. That was where the case died. That was where the case died in the court. They don't have any server. Wasn't that election conducted with the PVC? And even in that very election, do you forget that so many people were not given their PVC? So many people from southern part of Nigeria, mainly Biafran people, were not given their PVC in where they register. When they tell you that 20 million people, 30 million people, 50 million people did not collect their PVC, go and check the names of people who didn't go collect their PVC. Majority of them are Biafran. It is not that they did not go. These people went and they refused to give them the PVC until the election was over. These are their strategy. You want to go and get PVC. How are you going to get PVC for your own cow in the south? How are you going to get PVC for your own chicken in the south? When you know that in the north, chicken and cows have the PVC. Foreigners, people from Niger, they have the PVC in the north. People who are not Nigerians, Malians, have the PVC. Chadians have the PVC in the north. And they will vote with the north according to what the north says. How are you going to give a 5-year-old PVC in southern part of Nigeria? Already you see them, they say if you're 18 years. That is the announcement they make. If you're 18 years, you go and see them online. They say if you're 18 years, go and take. But you go to the north. The north are giving PVC from 5 years upward. As long as the child can be able to walk to the polling booth, they give that child a PVC in the north. We saw it on video. It is not a blackmail or propaganda. We saw it on video where children were holding their PVC. How are you going to get that PVC to children in the southern part of Nigeria? How are you going to get PVC for underage in southern part of Nigeria? How? Even after you went and get PVC, how are you going to collect the PVC? Are they going to give it to you? Nobody is going to give you the PVC. It happened in the last election. Some of you are so forgetful. Even when we have the videos, that is why each time I'm broadcasting, I try to play old videos for you to remember. For you to remember what happened in the past. Because some of us have a very short memory. We were here during election. People went to go and collect their PVC and they refused to give them. They refused to give them. They will tell you it's not ready. They're still on that process. They will tell you the ink have finished. Paper have finished. They continue to tell that story until the election is over. And people went back home. Then they put the PVC and pack it. After the meeting, they will begin to tell you that millions of people did not collect their PVC. Today, they have started again. tell you to go and get PVC. And now you go and see people lining up. I saw a video where people lined up to go and get PVC. They told them there is no paper. No paper to fill form. That is the beginning. No paper to fill form for the PVC they want to go and collect. You can never see such a thing in the north. In the north, the PVC will be brought to your home. They will do it and bring it and share it to people. You don't need to be in a line. They will go house by house and share it and deliver it to everybody. They will go and share it to everybody. But you see our people are so dumb, and people, that's the kind of life we live in the southern part of Nigeria. You cannot compare it. We are not the same. We are not the same with the north. The diversity is miles away. The only thing that can save the southern part of Nigeria is to get out of this very contraption, this evil marriage of the horse and the rider. The only solution, get out of this evil marriage of the horse and the rider. If you don't get out, there is no way. That's nothing you can do. The kind of politics they are playing in the north, you cannot match them. You cannot match north with the kind of politics they play. There is no southern that will match them in the kind of politics. They play a very dirty, wicked and crooked politics. That is what they play in the region. A place where animals vote. And they didn't start, it was Britain that started it for them. The British started it by giving them a falsified number. The number they are using for all parading and telling you that they have the greatest population, that the population is higher, which is a lie. The north is not much populated than the south. They are not more populated than the south. These people who are telling you that they have more population, that they are much populated, they are the same people that will come and tell you that in every state you go, the same people, they will come and tell you that in every state you go, after the indigenes of that very state, the next greatest population you see is the Igbo people, the Igbo Biafrans. They say in their own mouth, they will tell you in every state, after the indigenous people of that state, the next largest population is the Igbo Biafrans. And yet, they claim to be the highest populated people. They claim to have the highest population. A falsified, even the map of Nigeria that you see, that they parade online, most of them are false map. They will draw a map and show you that, say that the northern part of Nigeria have 75% of the land mass. They have 75%, and only 25% is the south, the whole of south. And now they will tell you that the north is much more populated than the southern part of Nigeria. A lie from the pit of hell. I have lived in the north. I have traveled to the north with the train. It is only train. If you use train to travel from east to north, I have traveled from Umuahia. I use train to travel from Umuahia to Bauchi State by train. That is where you will see that what they have in the north is empty land where human being doesn't exist. Empty land. There are some places you go, a train station, you go there. The villages you see in that place will not be up to 20. The people you will see, the houses you will see as a village will not be up to 20. Those are the people that are counted as a local government and a village. They will not be up to 20. In a village, they will not be able to, you will not count up to 20 houses. These are the places that are telling you that they are much more populated. It is only in Nigeria that you say that people in the desert are much more populated than people who are living in the savannah area. It doesn't happen in any other country. It doesn't happen in any other part of the world. Only in Nigeria, where you will tell me that people who are living in the desert is much more populated than the savannah area. In savannah area, where life exists, where the rain falls, where the atmosphere is good, you tell me that people who are living in the desert, in a dry land, that they are much more prosperous and that they have much more population. What a lie. And Britain concocted this lie and handed it over to them. And today, they are using that lie to run affairs in the contraption called Nigeria. They carry that lie and put in their constitution. They use that lie to manipulate and create local government that doesn't exist. When you hear Kano State have 50-something local government or 100-something local government, they don't exist. Some of those local government, you go there, in the village, you will not see more than 20 houses. 20 wretched houses. I have traveled to the north through railway from Umuahia. I'm talking about their old rail, and what I'm telling you is not something that happened today. This should be around 1993 or so. 1993. I travel from Umuahia to Bauchi State. Dilapidated train. I was able to travel in that form because my uncle that I was staying with, my uncle that I was living with at that time, he working with railways. He's working in railways. He is working in railways in Bauchi State. And because he's working in railway in Bauchi State, anytime he's traveling, he prefers using that very rail. Because it is free for him as a worker of the railways. They'll give him the first class in the railway line. So we use train. Anytime we are coming from Bauchi State, because he was working in Bauchi State, anytime we are coming, we pass through the train. I use train to travel from Umuahia all the way to Bauchi State. What you see there is empty land. No human being exists there. Empty land. But they carry all this lie, begin to push it and peddle it, and people begin to buy into it. They use those falsified figures and begin to push it to people. When we talk, they say we are lying, we don't know what you are saying. A truth that is very clean and open to you, you don't want to take it. They are telling you to go and take poverty verification card to legitimize that evil, to legitimize the injustice against yourself, and you want to go and take it. Go ahead. Go ahead. And I pray that Nigeria will happen to you. As many of you as are going to take that PVC, Nigeria will definitely happen to you. Pray that you live to tell the story. Because so many people that Nigeria happened to, many of them were not alive to tell the story.
Are yet to wake up from your slumber or your sleep and get the point that we are exiting Nigeria. Exiting Nigeria is not going to come from the platter of golden plate. You have to sacrifice for it. And we are ready to sacrifice everything, including you, if you come and stand on the way of freedom. So you need to know how serious we are. We are damn serious. Some of you are not getting it. You think we are here to build political movement? We are here for freedom. Freedom comes with price. Okay? The only thing you can do is to comment on social media. Don't ever stand on the way of Biafra freedom. We'll crush you.
Their interest is suppressed. Biafra is the key. Once they can hold Biafra down, they can hold all of Africa down. Hey, freedom fighting, sorry. Because all these people are criminals, they are saying there is no way this man cannot be a criminal like themselves. They don't have a different breed altogether. They don't know that. I am Nnamdi Kanu. I don't do all this nonsense you do. My father was a very rich man, not ostentatious. I had the finest education that his money could afford. We are not poor. Have never been. That is why a poor man cannot be a freedom fighter. If you're not full of yourself, you cannot be a freedom fighter. You cannot go everywhere. We must continue.